Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session we have discussed about definitions of London forces, or it is also called dispersion forces. Yes, what it is? It is the a forces of attraction exist between temporary dipoles formed by either atoms or non-polar molecules. Okay, is called di London forces, or it is also called dispersion forces. Well, in this session we are going for a next concept. It is factors affecting dispersion forces. Okay, well, the factors which affect the dispersion forces. Well, the first one, size of the atom or size of a molecule, is one of the factor which affect the dispersion forces. So the first factor is size of the atom or size of a molecule. Well, what it is, how is going to affect means, consider size means what we say, size of an atom or size of a molecule is nothing but it is the distance, right? It is distance between center of the nucleus to the outermost shell. Here nucleus is present at the center and outermost shell is considered as a valence shell, right? Valence shell. So the distance between center of the nucleus to the outermost shell of an atom is referred as its size, or molecule is referred as its size. Now here, how size of an atom or a molecule is going to affect the dispersion force means, here if size is large, consider if size increases, what it means is nothing but if size increases or size is more means the distance between nucleus and the valence shell, in turn valence shell electrons will be more, means that valence shell is present far away from the nucleus. This distance, the distance between center of the nucleus and the outermost shell electrons, that is valence shell electrons, will be more. Well, we know that nucleus is going to influence all the electrons, inner electrons as well as valence shell electrons, right? If the valence shell is present far away from the nucleus, what about that attractive force? That attractive force will be less, right? Means in turn I can say here, if size is large, the distance between nucleus and valence shell electron is more. Therefore, the attraction between nucleus and that valence shell electron will be less. Therefore, what we can do is those electrons can be easily polarized. Such molecules or such atoms can be easily polarized. That process, the process of converting a non-polar molecule, the process of converting a non-polar molecule into temporary dipole, temporary dipole, so is called polarization. A process is the process of converting a non-polar molecule into a temporary dipole by distorting electron cloud. By distorting electron cloud is called polarization. This polarization, or I can say polarizability, polarization in turn polarizability, okay, polarizability depends on what? It depends on the size. Larger the size, the distance between nucleus and valence shell electrons will be, distance between nucleus and that valence shell electron will be more. Therefore, there will be less attractive forces exist, and such atoms and molecules can be easily polarized, means they can easily converted into temporary dipoles. Once temporary dipole is formed and these temporary dipoles they attract with one another, that attractive force exists itself is referred as a dispersion forces, or it is also called a London forces. So here, just remember how size of an atom or molecule is going to affect dispersion force means, larger the size, okay, if size of the atom or molecule is more, what happens? That attractive forces, okay, the attractive forces between nucleus and valence shell electron is less. That attractive force, consider AF, that attractive force is less. Therefore such valence shell electrons can be easily polarized. Polarizability is more, therefore dispersion force is also more, London force is also more. So remember, if size is considered as one of the factor, increase in size increases the dispersion forces. Okay, well, we can correlate with, consider just an analogy, say A and B. A and B are the two molecules. A and B are the two molecules. Say size of A is 120 picometer. Okay, just I am considering about radius. Size of A is 120 picometer and that of B is 140 picometer. Okay, so as size increases, what I said, if size increases, the attraction forces decreases. Attraction between what? Attraction between nucleus. Attraction between nucleus and valential electron is less or decreases. Therefore, such atoms or molecules can be easily polarized. So, polarizability is more. Therefore, dispersion force increases. Okay, well, among A and B, in which case we can experience more dispersion force? Answer is, it is the B. Larger the size, less is the attraction, therefore polarizability increases, hence dispersion force also increases. Okay, well, is the one factor, that is size of an atom or molecule, which affect the dispersion forces. What is the conclusion we have drawn here? Bigger the size of the molecule, easily the molecule can be polarized and easily the molecule can be converted into polar molecules. Here polarized meaning that such molecules can be easily converted into temporary dipoles, I can say, or else we can say it is polar molecules. Right, now as like fluidity, it is the ability to flow. Compressibility means it is the ability to compress, or I can say ability to get compressed into liquids. And polarizability as like fluidity, compressibility, even we can say polarizability. Polarizability means it is the ability to get polarized. Well, here polarized meaning we are going to distort the electron cloud. Okay, distortion of a electron cloud in an atom is nothing but polarization. Okay, well, how can we define this polarizability? Means it is the ease. Okay, all the atoms as well as molecules have a tendency, they have a ease with which electron distribution around an atom or molecule can be distorted. Okay, is the ease with which electron distribution around an atom or molecule can be distorted is nothing but a polarizability. Okay, how this polarizability is related to dispersion forces? Means it is directly proportional to dispersion forces, or I can say London forces. If the polarizability is more, dispersion forces is more. If the polarizability is less, dispersion forces is less. So this polarizability, it depends on what? It depends on the size. If size increases, less is the attraction, hence polarizability increases, so dispersion force also increases. If size decreases, okay, polarizability also decreases, and in turn dispersion force also decreases. Therefore, how we can relate size and dispersion force? Means both are directly proportional. Okay, dispersion force. Okay, well, now if we consider, say, bigger the size ion, atom or molecule, such species get easily polarized. So bigger the size of an atom or a molecule, more is the dispersion force. What is the conclusion we drawn is size is directly proportional to dispersion forces, or it is also called a London forces. Okay, so second factor is number of electrons. So here number of electron means particularly valential electrons. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ number of electrons ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ electron consider ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ valential electrons, number of valential electrons. So more the number of electrons, more is the negative charge. Are you getting? If the species has more number of electrons, in turn there will be more number of negative charges will be present. If more negative charges present, then such molecules can be easily polarized. So in relate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, the number of electrons, how is going to affect dispersion forces? Means, say, consider if more the number of electrons, then such molecules are easily polarized. Okay, So if they are easily polarized means there will be more attraction exist. More is the attraction with the different temporary dipoles, right? Therefore, how we can relate here, number of electrons is directly proportional to again dispersion forces. So greater the number of electrons, well, what we are saying here is larger the number of electrons, okay, more the number of electrons is directly proportional to what? More is the negative charge. So more is the negative charge and more is the polarizability. Okay, so how number of electrons is going to affect dispersion force means, say larger the number of electrons, so that molecule or that species is going to carry more negative charge, therefore such species can be easily polarized, so polarizability will be more and in turn dispersion force is more. So how we can relate here, both are again directly proportional. So greater the size, dispersion force is more, and larger the number of electrons, again dispersion force will be more. Okay. Now the third factor by which I am specifying a condition here, right? What is that condition? Is low temperature. Okay, the downward arrow mark is indicating low temperature and upward arrow mark indicating high pressure. So what is the condition we are specifying? Low temperature and high pressure. How is going to influence the dispersion forces? Well, now guess, dispersion force will be more or less at this condition, low temperature and high pressure is the condition we are specifying, and what will be the dispersion force? So the answer is more. At low temperature and high pressure, dispersion force will be high or more. Well, why we are saying dispersion force is more means, consider when temperature is less, as temperature decreases, what about kinetic energy of the molecules or particles? Yes, answer is kinetic energy is less. Okay, so at low temperature, kinetic energy of the molecule decreases. On the other hand, when we increase the pressure, when pressure increases, molecules come very close to one another, right? Say at high temperature kinetic energy is more, right? At higher temperature kinetic energy is more, therefore they won't come in contact with one another, only particles will be far away from one another. Therefore when we decrease the temperature, at low temperature kinetic energy of the particles is less, so that particles come close to one another. Similarly, another condition is at high pressure. When pressure increases, again particles come very close to one another. When they come very close to one another, then only it is possible to observe dispersion forces or London forces, right? If particles are far away from one another, we won't achieve any kind of forces of attraction between the particles. It is possible only when the particles come very close to one another. So it is possible at which condition? When particles come very close to one another means it is possible only at a low temperature and a high pressure. When temperature is low, kinetic energy of the particles is less. On the other hand, when pressure is very high, particles come very close to one another, therefore they interact. It leads to arriving a dispersion force or a London forces. Okay, well, so all non-polar molecules, okay, three conditions specified: size, number of electrons, and a low temperature, high pressure. So non-polar molecules, for example, say methane if I consider, methane exists as a gas. In gaseous state, what about its dispersion force? Dispersion force is very less, right? We have liquid methane also. What about dispersion force here? Dispersion force is very high. So that we observe liquid state of the molecule. And another example, consider monoatomic gases, that is noble gases, and how the dispersion force is going to influence the properties of the noble gases means, say helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. These are the noble gases, and look at their melting points: 42 Kelvin, 27, 87, 121, 165, 211. See here, what we can notice is gradually there is a increase. There is an increase in the melting point, right? So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon as atomic number increases here. Okay, as atomic number increases, if I consider size of helium, say just to visualize here, consider is the helium, neon, argon, krypton, consider it is a xenon. So down the group size increases. Size increases. Size increases, we already know that as size increases, dispersion force also increases. Now look at their melting point values. The melting point value generally value also goes on increases down the group. Means what you can correlate here, say dispersion force and melting point, how they are related? Both are directly proportional. As the dispersion force increases, the melting point also goes on increases down the group, because the force of attraction is more, so more energy is required to break the bond exist, or forces of attraction exist between the particles. Okay, therefore remember here, dispersion force is directly proportional to melting point of the species. Larger the dispersion force, more is the melting point. Okay, well, now if I consider polar molecules, any kind of force of attraction exists between the particles, right? It may be dipole-dipole, dipole-induced dipole, or ion-dipole interactions exist. And on the other hand, if I consider non-polar molecules, what type of forces exist here? Dispersion forces or London forces exist. Okay, so here that interatomic force of attraction, it depends on what? It depends on three factors. One is size of the atom, second one number of electrons, and third one low temperature and high pressure. At these conditions, dispersion forces will be more. Okay, more the size, more is the dispersion force, more the number of electrons, more is the dispersion force. At low temperature and high pressure, dispersion force will be more. Okay, please remember this. It's about factors affecting the dispersion forces, or it is also called a London forces of attraction. Okay, now, well, consider a note point here that London, or I can say one dispersion force interaction energy, which is proportional to 1 by r raised to 6. 1 by r raised to 6. Okay, then consider MCQ here. First one, the attraction between two temporary dipoles of an atom. It is the attraction between two temporary dipoles of atom is called temporary dipoles anta banta. Then what is the answer? It is the van der Waals forces. Okay, second dispersion forces, third electric force, and magnetic force. What is the answer? It is the dispersion forces, and it is also called the London forces. Okay, well, so second, the London or dispersion force interaction energy is proportional to 1 by r raised to 3, 1 by r raised to 4, 1 by r raised to 5, and 1 by r raised to 6. What is the answer? 1 by r raised to 6. Okay, well, so with this, I'm going to conclude about this session. Again, in the next session, we go for other concept of the chapter. Okay, thank you. Be safe.